this afternoon. This deadly mass shooting happened in Parkland, Florida, about 20 miles northwest of Fort Lauderdale.
Guys, there's another mass shooting.
What? Where?
In Florida.
Are you serious? Oh my goodness, man.
Wow.
You know that every day 310 people are shot in America?
Good morning, everyone. We're coming on the air with breaking news. A school shooting with reports of multiple fatalities, this time in Santa Fe, Texas.
There are multiple fatalities inside. By 11:50.
I don't really know how they'd fix it though, because people who are not allowed to buy guns are fugitives, mentally ill, people deemed a danger to society.
The worst grade school shooting in U.S. history, at least 27 dead, 20 children, 7 adults, including the principal. And the gunman killed himself.
People with felony convictions over a year, misdemeanors over 2 years, and it prohibits selling guns to individuals who have been found guilty of possessing marijuana.
Just as the school day was ending, the shooting started. This cell phone video captured the gunfire and the screams of the high school students trapped inside their classrooms.
The number of fatalities from the shooting is, at this point, said to be 8.
Marijuana. So that's a big chunk of people who are already not allowed to buy guns. So
At this high school, which has about 1,400 students, some of the students said they heard the fire alarm go off first before 8 o'clock.
67 Sandy Hook School. Caller is indicating she thinks there's someone shooting in the building.
I think we should put more money into helping those with mental disabilities then, because I feel like that could help with suicide rates and all these mass shootings that are happening.
Yeah.
Law enforcement authorities there say they have arrested the gunman. One person, we've seen varied reports on whether this was a student, as they were leaving their classrooms, that's when the shots began to ring out.
But still, it's so hard to spot these type of people, because they're not they go and ask for help, people.
And it's not just about how many were lost, it's about the age. What is hitting everyone so hard is the reality of these being children that were targeted.
People with mental disability or unstable mental, they don't go and ask people for help, or
The looming question is why.
there's some people that are just quiet, and you never know if they're mentally unstable.
but it would be nice to have those options for those people if they ever find out they want to do it.
Yeah, it would be
They
nice.
want help.
By 11:50 a.m., they announce most of the fatalities are children. It is almost unimaginable. 27 dead, 20 children.
So do you guys think that we should have more regulations?
Personally, I don't think so. If a bad guy really wants to do something bad, he's going to find a way to do it, despite what laws are. Same with drug addicts. I mean, they're going to go get the drugs if they really want to do it. I just don't think more regulations are going to help stopping criminals.
Yeah, and the regulation right now is actually pretty sad and good. It makes sense when you look at it.
What about you?
Obviously, I agree with you guys. Just because in Japan, they have this absolutely no gun law or restriction. And they actually have the highest crime rate. So it's I don't know, I feel like you said, if people want to do it that badly, they're going to find a way, whether they have guns or not. And then making those restrictions, that's less protection that we have for ourselves.
Over 50% of suicide deaths are due to guns. People who have experienced gun trauma of any kind have a higher likelihood of struggling with depression, having anxiety, and oftentimes have harder times learning in school.
Hi. Hi.
15% of children deaths are caused by guns. 3 million children have been exposed to guns. In the U.S., African Americans are 2.5 times more likely to be killed by police.
A common misconception of shootings or school shootings or mass shootings is that the only people affected are the people who got shot. But in reality, it's the family members, the friends, the people who were there, or go to the same places where it happened. It affects a huge population of people, and
a loud bang.
the
Then we
mental
thought that
trauma
was a
that comes
gunshot.
along with it.
Together, and they felt so sick. They were crying, not really like screaming, but they're all huddling together.
Every year now, homeschool rates are rising because of the fear parents now have sending their children to school due to all of the school shootings that have been happening in America.
Not all of the reunions between parent and child will be happy ones.
Okay, these units in the school, I got
Find out if their
bodies
kids
here.
are safe.
It was terrifying. I'm still terrified. I think I'm still in shock about it all. I still don't know everything that happened. You're rushing over here and you can't.
I was so happy. I just hugged.
When a son or daughter is found, the relief is immense.
In all of these news segments, the parents talk about what a relief it was to be reunited with their children. And this should not be the case for when people go to school or when kids go to school. It should be normal that students return back to their families safe. This especially impacts us in class because there's always that thought in your head that there could be a shooting because it's happened so often now. And until we fix that, that fear of going to school will never go away. A big argument is whether gun control is constitutional or not. It's argued that under the Second Amendment, this is taking away our right to bear arms. However, it's simply placing safety restrictions on guns, which is for the greater good. Similar to the First Amendment right, freedom of speech, there are still limits of when you can say something and when you can't. In the Schneck versus United States Supreme Court case, it was determined one could not commit actions if presented clear and present danger. Well, guns definitely have the potential to be dangerous, so clearly there are restrictions to the Second Amendment right to bear arms due to the Schneck versus United States Supreme Court case ruling for the First Amendment. This is the same case, the only difference is it's the Second Amendment right rather than the First Amendment. Change needs to be made, however, putting stricter laws on guns is most likely not going to help with this change that we are needing. Rather, we should be teaching students in schools how to handle their emotions from an early start so that they don't result to violence. And
thank you guys for watching. Don't take a life and don't make a life.
Oh yeah.
Later, folks.